So let's talk about pillar number 3. Because guess what pillar number 3 talks about? You guessed it. Your story is your brand. See, most people don't understand this, and most podcasters don't understand this. People don't connect with you because of your content. They connect with you because of your story. People buy off emotion. People listen to you off emotion. All right. Man, there's a podcast I follow. It's called Music is My Business. It's a gentleman by the name of Anthony Clint. He's so smooth. He's so laid back. He's so subtle. Most people would be like, he's kind of boring. No, you have to be able to understand this is how he is. This is how he produces his music. This is how he's built his brand. This is how that's his business. Now, for me, podcasts for profit. Profit's always been something that has always been on my mind. See, growing up in the west side of Louisville, shout out to the whole city, though. A lot of people think we just country, but we get money. And I've been through it. I've struggled. I've hustled. I've built businesses from nothing. I've failed. I've learned. I've coached and I've created. On every level that you could possibly think of. And guess what? All of this shows up in what I do when I'm podcasting. See, that's what makes Podcasts for Profit so different from each business podcast out there. See, I'm not just teaching strategies. It's not about just the strategies. See, I'm giving you the strategies with the streets mixed in. It's like when you sit there and you watch somebody, especially these movies. Listen, the movies that I see on Tubi from the guys from Detroit, man, shout out to them cats, man. Shout out to Murder Payne and that whole clique that he's got. And the reason why I say shout out to them is because they killing the game on the independent circuit. All right? McGraw, I have 1 and 2. Listen, all of these cats, man, have come together and put together a brand. Murder's the face of the brand. But behind the scenes, hey, man, they got some dope content. They tell a story of where they're from. It's real life. They give you the perspective from the streets of Detroit. Some give you the spectrum from the streets of New York. Stuff like Paid in Full, Killer Season, Streets is Watching, State Property. These are films that gave you the inside look of what was going on in New York. You got some films that you got cats from Buffalo, hey man, showing out. We can't skip the films that come in from Texas, California. We can't skip the films that come in from Atlanta and Miami, anywhere down south, Alabama, Mississippi. The South got something to say. 3 Stacks said that. At first, it was, the East Coast was doing a thizzle. Then the West popped in. But when the South had something to say, a lot of people wasn't really feeling it because everybody was so used to their story. The South had a story. You got to have a story, man. People buy off emotion. Think about this. ATL came out, told the story of young African Americans in Atlanta. I've watched that movie a gazillion times. Paid in Full. Woodhurst. A gazillion times. Cameron playing the part of Alpo. State Property. The Streets is Watching. Killer Season. And then when you go to the West Coast, man, come on, man. We know what they do. We know how they get down. Shout out to the West. Q put it on with Friday. You've had Menace to Society. Boys in the Hood. But these are the ones that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about every one of them because I'm still playing catch up with a lot of movies that come from off the West Coast, man. So I don't want nobody to think that I'm slouching them for big names because I'm not. All right? I'm not. But the stories that they're telling is what I relate to. See, for most people, the story was Al Pacino and Scarface. The younger generation, I had this conversation the other day. They was talking about something called shotters. Okay, so yeah, they was talking shotters. I didn't watch it. Maybe when I find some time, we're going to watch it. But it's how you position yourself with your story, your brand story. 50 right now is telling stories from around him. He's getting it out there.